first of all, is innovation dead? Are we in trouble as a country?
No, I'm not concerned about that at all. You know, the one thing the U.S. has going for it, certainly in the technology space, I don't want to speak for biotech or other areas, but in the technology space, there's a lot of innovation. There are a lot of startups. There's a tremendous amount of money available in the venture capital portfolios, in their funds. So I'm not worried about that. The U.S. has been a leader in digital media by far, and I think it will continue to be.
Now, you go back 2 years ago, though, there was a frenzy of investment, and suddenly it was the dot-com bubble was back. Tons of venture capital money going into this. Now it seems like venture capitalists are in the fetal position. They're not investing anything, and yet you're saying there's tons of money available. Yeah. Well, how do you reconcile that?
Well, investing is always cyclical, and it will continue to be so. And it's partly for economic reasons, and it's partly for technology development reasons. Sometimes there are little breakthroughs, and people see, oh yeah, there's a sector being created here that's going to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars, so it makes sense that money would go into that. And you can have lull periods. But in general, there is money available. You know, we're in the process of raising money for Gilt and found it very easy. About 5 term sheets, took a couple of weeks, able to raise about $40 million. So there's money out there, even if it's a little bit less than it was last year.
And Marc Andreessen, who obviously has done a huge amount of innovation on his own, has recently said that something like 1/3 of the venture capital business is going to go out of business. Again, that's not going to threaten us, or is that actually a good thing because it suddenly starts to rationalize?
So you mean the venture capital firms?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's another way of saying that there is a lot of money out there, actually. And so there's no shortage of money, there's no shortage of startups. You know, I find actually as an entrepreneur, the challenge is often if I start something, you know, there are 5 or 8 or 9 other companies doing the same thing. So it may be a problem for venture capitalists because it's hard for them to make money on all those, but it's good from an innovation point of view. There are lots of competitors. There'll be consolidation over time. That's always been the case. Nothing has really changed that much in 20 years. There are lots of competitors, a lot of them go out of business, and at the end of the day, because of that crucible, we end up with a lot of the best companies.